So that amounts to a crime. There they spent close to 712,756,278 shilling. And now counted staff for advances and fuel operation payment, including 42 million to the Natural Resource Officer, 52 million to the internal auditor. Revenue mismanagement of instance, weekly street parking revenue reduced from 8.2 million under Woodfix, a company which was collecting, to 5.6 million under Yoya Technology Limited without transparent council approval. They just changed the contractor, the tenderer, removed the other tenderer who was giving them more money and got the tenderer who gives them less money, which amounts to craziness. Attempted reduction of road width, implementation of variation totaling to 1.394993,431 billion for Burembe, Bishop Stewart University Road, despite objection from the Solicitor General. They had sought guidance from the Solicitor General, he had rejected. They went ahead and implemented a project without his guidance. So they caused a financial loss of 1.39 billion. Corruption in Mbarara Central Market, where presidential pledges were embezzled and accounted for by the former market administration. There, what we did, it was simple. We organized an election immediately for the different departments, and then they formed a new committee led by the market master. All the above issues were investigated by State House Anti-Corruption, filed, submitted. Some of them have appeared. Mbarara City has not been exhausted. I don't know why the 7 point is missing. There is the Kanondu-Chira Road. They increased the contract price by 216 million shilling, I remember. 216 million shilling was added on the Uchira Road. And a section of about 200 meters was never tarmacked in Mbarara City under Usmid. So the money meant for that was diverted, was eaten. So all the above issues were presented to DPP. In the Isingiro district, Mr. Speaker, on 6, I proceeded to Isingiro district. Below are the primary findings from our cross-cutting tour and interaction with the several affected communities. We held a baraza with the district leadership, and then later had a rally. In Kaberebere, Matoke, coffee, animal trades were subjected to illegal road charges by Shafiq Trading in connivance with the district officials. No money was banked to the account. When we intercepted the people collecting, we discovered on a daily basis they collect 3.5 million, and this has been ongoing for a very long time. That money goes into people's pocket, disregarding the presidential directive of no road tolls for food or any other thing. Those road tolls were removed. It's only in Isingiro where you can find that. Furthermore, fees were charged. District officials were busy enjoying, so we have sent the file to DPP. A coffee halla installed by government in Chikagata was vandalized. The transformer, upon installation, a 3-phase transformer, the day they installed it, the next day, they removed it, and the chief administrative officer never reported. And the critical parts of the machine were vandalized. She has since been interdicted, and her file has been sent to DPP for further management. Furthermore, Usmid project of 2.6 billion for the construction of 8 roads were embezzled. The quality of work done is substandard, despite full payment of the said sum to the contractor. Minister of Works, engineers and experts currently are conducting a forensic audit to verify the allegation and also to find how much we have lost as government.
This should be summarized.
Almost. Several other issues raised, including misuse of youth livelihood funds, misuse of road rehabilitation grants, showed their work at Kaberebe, the primary school toilet, to a tune of 60 million, all of which were under investigation by State House Anti-Corruption and Minister of Works. In the Buhweju, the district engineer and the chairman of the district and several others participated in corruption. One of the tractor operators had reported that chairman had received 96 million, but the tractor operator was given 6 million and work done. The road was cleared. So the chairman wanted that man called he wanted the chairman to sign for the money, and they wanted the driver, the tractor operator to sign for the money. The old man refused. He said, I will not sign for what I have not spent. So chairman is under investigation. Furthermore, chairman of Buhweju, Deo Atohaire, is under investigation. We got details of a deposit of 14 million from one of the material suppliers of the district on his account. So investigations are ongoing. Other issues raised included the fraud in tea seedling payment, construction of administration block in wetland, setting off government jobs. This has been the main problem in all districts. People are complaining about jobs. We moved to Mitooma on 8th August, Mr. Speaker. We visited Mitooma district headquarters. We had a meeting. We found laxity by police in conducting timely investigation. The residents cited several murder cases which have not been concluded, even when suspects were known by the community. Furthermore, the community member also raised the concerns that exhibits were released by police after receiving bribes, thus weakening their cases. In regard to this, I direct the regional police commander, Greater Bushen, to transfer the OC Mitooma on approval of the Inspector General of Government. That was done immediately. And he has been put on Katebe pending police disciplinary department process. The district education officer, Barungi Peace Gloria, was implicated in several education-related malpractice, including irregular charging of government students, mismanagement of SFG grant, Rutaka Primary School, extraction of a private student from registration, among others. She was also charged. She created a primary school which never existed, and that primary school has teachers. Yes, a ghost school, which doesn't exist on the ground. That is in the constituency of the Right Honorable Deputy Speaker. So she receives grant, they receive textbooks, and they receive salaries for teachers who have never been seen. So at Higarama Playground in Mtereko Sub-County, I was lucky to be joined by my brother, the Right Honorable Deputy Speaker, Right Honorable Thomas Taewa. Together we handled several communal issues and educated masses on government programs. That rally proceeded up to 2 a.m. We moved now to Pakwach. But before Pakwach, they have left out a bridge. In Mitooma, there is a health center 3 which was built, never equipped, but it exists. It is there, but there are doctors, they have never opened it, but it is there. And people receive money for that health center. There is also an abattoir where they slaughter cows, built behind a pit latrine which is full. So the fries are moving. See that wastage, and they used 70 million. When you look at the structure, it is not even 10 million. When I look at that structure, it's not 10 million. So that is what was in Mitooma. So the engineer appeared in court last week on I think Thursday, and the DEO and 8 others have appeared in court from Mitooma district. Then we went to Pakwach. The engineer received 1,900 million to work on 1 kilometer low-cost road, but I found he had only done 4 years ago. He had only done 20 meter, which he worked on when I was there. So when we intercepted him with the town clerk, he said, money, 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 money. I said, where is the money? He said, money, 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 money. Said, where is the money that I have material? Where is the material? Money, 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 money. So that one, he has appeared before the anti-corruption for misappropriation of funds. The district inspector of school, it's really unfortunate. In the same district of Pakwach, the district inspector of school, Odonkala Maxwell, was also recommended for interdiction over allegation of charging UNEB fees in government schools. The matter had previously been investigated by the area police, but the file was closed without charging him. So the matter has been re-investigated and will appear in court this week. Other concerns raised during the campaign in Pakwach included alleged extortion of PDM, which will be followed up jointly with the police. In Pakwach, I was joined by the 2 members of Parliament, Honorable Pachto and Honorable Marshall. We conducted a rally, which I think also ended in the wee hours of the morning. During the rally, they mentioned prominently a man called Babangina, who has been collecting on behalf of the district official from every circle between 25 million from every 100 given to a parish. So they take about 25 and the parish remains with 75. So Babangina is on the run. Our last investigation shows his line had crossed around Alwara, but still our forces will get him and he will be brought to justice. In Maracha district on 14th August, I was accompanied by the area members of parliament and RDCs and LOC5 chairperson and other district leaders. Issues raised under investigation at Koi and the Madiria Primary School. They had inflated numbers, figures were identified. We found in one school, they had 2,200 students receiving capitation grant, but in actual sense, maybe we add on the capitation for the actual number than having a bigger number who don't exist. So yes, we're in touch with the Honorable Dr. Muyingo. Other concerns raised included alleged exploitation of PDM. 7 people were arrested. They confessed, including LOC3 chairperson. By evening, we arrested small 3 who had also received. So in Maracha 10 were arrested over PDM and they confessed, but they will still appear in court. Municipality along Street, despite presidential directive, halting transaction on disposing of government land or any strategic asset without approval of Parliament. Inflated enrollment figures were identified in Iwunga Primary School, Kirembe Primary School, Road Barrier Primary School, Kiha Primary School, and we found also they were charging 240 government schools for UNEB, and yet government pays UNEB for our candidates. In the Bunyangabu, actually in Kasese, there is another school where they built in Katwe, sub-county. They built a small kitchen. When I posted, someone sent it to me that this is a kitchen for the school. And 103 million had been spent. When I posted and said I will come to Kasese, I found that kitchen had been expanded to a bigger one. Then when I went on the ground, I asked the district engineer and production officer, who built this? Is this a ghost? Where is the drawing? When I looked at the drawing, the act had been implemented, but initially they had commissioned, the RDC had commissioned a smaller version of the toilet. So those are some of the problems. In the Bunyangabo, inflated enrollment figures were discovered at Muhoozi Secondary School, Rimi SS, Kibito Secondary School. These schools were also charging students between 110, 420 per student per term. So much has been lost. In Chivito, the community raised concern. They have been collecting money for the bus for the last 15 years, and they charge parents 20,000. If you have 1,000 students and they are paying 20,000 every year, every new child pays the same for 15 years. So the management is under investigation to ensure parents get their refund. Local economic growth support legs market at Nyakigamba, probably constructed at a cost of 1.5 billion, had only scanty shed, pillars, no toilet. The slaughterhouse was discharging blood straight to the stream, the same stream where people are collecting water. So the town clerk of Kinyamaseke, the town clerk and the manager of Kinyamaseke market were immediately arrested. They had also diverted 620 million shilling meant for a shed. Visibly worn out iron sheets were put instead of putting new iron sheets. So those ones will appear in court this week. In the Bundibugyo district, Akitenye and the Kasulanga Primary School in the Bundibugyo, the school head teacher added numbers, ghost numbers, to attract higher capitation funds. The said head teacher had also irregularly recruited private candidates into Primary 7, a fee of 188 per student in a breach of UNEB. Actually, in Bunyangabo, Kasese, and the Bundibugyo, the money meant for road fund, I cannot confirm that they are doing any work. They are not doing any work. That money is for sharing. They share the district, sit and agree on how to share. So I'm encouraging members of parliament who sit on those works committee to ensure that money is spent. There is no work done for that money. In Bundibugyo, we found bridges, one bridge which cost 350 million shilling, which collapsed without a single iron bar. Not even the smallest iron material called steel wire was not installed. Nothing. So it was washed away. Now they have improvised with the eucalyptus for students to cross.
Did you say bridge collapse? There was no even a steel wire?
Not even a steel wire, not even a steel wire is the smallest steel.
Iron?
No iron bars, no BRC, nothing of steel that can hold a bridge to stand. So they piled the stones, a Roman kind of construction. For them, actually, they're experimenting the Roman Empire. They are doing Roman bridges. So they had 3 bridges. One bridge was built where there is no stream, where there is no water, in Nyachisinga. I was with the Honorable Minister, Honorable Ntawaz. I asked Honorable Ntawaz, now which river is this? They said that we're expecting a river, probably they're expecting a river from the mountain anytime. So they have installed a bridge. That one they had used 113 million. Bundibugyo, there is a market at Nyachisinga, the border market, built at a cost of 2.6 billion. The place is flooded, no drainage. The toilet is poorly constructed. The contractor, the engineer, the town clerk were arrested on the spot. They will appear in court this week. My observation, Right Honorable Speaker, on the above findings. So far, 94 people have been arrested. 19 accused persons have appeared before courts. 45 cases, others, actually the total number of interdicted officers now in local government are raising to about 300 in number. Some of them, we have interdicted them to allow an impartial investigation to take place. Because you cannot have an auditor or somebody who has been mismanaging, remain in office as forensic audit is taking place. So over 310 have been interdicted. However, many of these people, the total amount of money saved in this operation or identified that could be recovered from the culprits is 14.7 billion. And as mentioned, Right Honorable Speaker, we are doing sample attack in a given area. We are not covering a district. For instance, Mbarara has a total of 59 health centers. We only went to 2 and we saw those gaps. The key cross-cutting issue found in most districts visited were irregular charges in UPE and UCE schools, inflation of capitation for UPE and UCE grants, shoulder works in road construction, other civil works projects, selling of government jobs, irregular charges levied by government schools to the case of voluntary contribution, national-wide issue. So what we need to do is, Right Honorable Speaker, as Parliament, we need to support the President and government to see that our young people in the different schools where we control get free education. Those who don't want to take porridge should get free education, because capitation grant covers chalk, exam, and any other cost. Apart from external charges like trips, those are met by the parents and the food. But their parents who don't want food, who can give their children. So we should insist, all of us, that no charging people or students in UCA and UPE school money under disguise of meals, which are never provided in most cases. So on inflation of capitation grants, which should be based on actual enrollment number. The vice is perpetuated by the negligence of the respective education officers in municipalities, cities, and districts when they fail to verify actual enrollment numbers in school under them. Yet they are facilitated with the monitoring fund. In each of the districts, they get monitoring fund. Regarding the road maintenance grant, we observed shoulder work across numbers of local government, and in most local government, like in Mitooma, they have not done any road under the 1 billion fund the last 2 financial years. That was confirmed by area members of Parliament. The engineer, who's called John Bosco, who the locals celebrated for him being sent to court and is now on remand, he had become a big nut. He collects more money to fight any politician to lose a seat. And he has been threatening people about that. He's too wealthy. Nobody could touch him. But that one, we sorted him. On selling government job, Right Honorable Speaker, the vice is rampant, and most reported in when those who bribe are not finally given, they come out and report, like in Buhweju, in all those western districts and Bugisu. We have heard that. The campaign is led by the people. Right Honorable Speaker, we are not spending any money to mobilize people to come for those rallies. As government, people are coming by themselves. We are not transporting them. We are not providing water. We are not providing food. We are not providing a tent. All we put is a platform, which is also a donation. There's no budget that I found in Ministry of Local Government for such activities. So some of these things we are trying to make the work to be done. Right Honorable Speaker, the fight against corruption is possible and winnable with the right people and tools at hand. Corruption will be a thing of the past through national mobilization and continued initiatives like the above. The above findings are from a sample view, and due to the resource constraints, my team is unable to visit other facilities. My recommendation, the Minister of Education and Sports should clarify on the issue of voluntary charges, the limit, usage, and issue guidelines on irregular charges across all the country. A settlement should come from the Minister of Education. That is my recommendation. So that people know that meals will cost 50,000. So any school that wants to charge meals should pay 50,000, not charge more than that. A directive must be issued on cancellation of all titles in Central Forest Reserve that were made in Masaka. The communication between Minister of Water and Environment and Minister of Land, this should be implemented. The 1 billion road grant is made conditional on performance and utilization, with further more resources to be given to best performing districts. Further, a monitoring mechanism to ensure quality work and standard should be put in place by Minister of Works, Transport, and local government. Because currently there is no technical supervision of local government engineers. There is no technical supervision. The District Service Commission across the country should be closely monitored. Supervisory and oversight role will be instituted. This will be made possible when we make amendment in the Local Government Act that I intend to table before Cabinet and Parliament very soon, where local government staff should be on rotational basis, not have a local government staff serving 25 years in Bunyangabu. He becomes a small king in one district. So they should be rotated in the regional, in a given sub-region every 3 years, including chief administrative officers should be removed and rotated at most times. I would like to thank in a special way the Office of the President, the Director General of ISO, all DISOs, Mr. Sekabira Samuel, a Principal Legal Officer of State House, Superintendent of Police Owed Muhammad, Inspector Dongo Daniel, Sergeant Kisule Siraj, Maximu Erizoba, Chief State Attorney at DPP, Mr. Mugisha Raymond, Chief State Attorney at DPP, Mr. Masaba James, a councillor in Mbale, who exposed him and others, exposed all the rot in Mbale district and Mbale city. There, 32 people were interdicted, and with enough evidence, we pray that things are done. Then the other recommendation, Right Honourable Speaker, is more technical support to render to Brigadier General Isoke, to CID, to DPP, in terms of extra lawyers, good lawyers, to support the prostitution capacity and resources for this invaluable support in the fight against corruption. Despite the small sizes of the unit, we pray in future that once people have stolen a lot of these funds, people are stealing funds, probably we may need to do a constitutional amendment where bail for the corrupt and also people arrested and charged should refund, not arrest, sentence, and then don't refund. People should refund money because there are those who are willing to do that. So maybe we may have to think of a constitutional amendment in future. Mr. Speaker, I've attached Annex 1 and 2, a summary of action taken and status of the cases being handled. Furthermore, Mr. Speaker, full participation of all honorable members of Parliament. Just give me 3 minutes. Kindly, Right Honorable Speaker. Only 2 minutes. Thank you very much. All honorable members of Parliament should actively participate in the Expose the Corrupt campaign and support the efforts to strengthen accountability. Right Honorable Speaker, we have also met with the PAC, local government, and the other committee of local government, public service and local government. We have discussed and agreed, and we are supporting each other closely together. So this fight is not ours as a ministry, it's for all Ugandans. Public display of budget and work plan at all sub-counties and districts so that the local can monitor and the demand for the road that had been budgeted in a given year. Strengthen the office of DPP on local government cases, increase the resources for anti-corruption institution, strengthen CID, ISO, and State House anti-corruption agents, strengthen the Inspectorate of Government, support the office of DPP, and also better pay and facilitation of the lawyers who are representing government, and the LC5 chairpersons, Right Honourable Speaker, earn 1.8. They are supervising a cow who earns 12.7. The RDC who's earning now current rate of 9 million. How can chairman monitor, supervise, and oversee people who are earning less? So we need to look into that matter, Right Honourable Speaker. And they use a lot of money in campaigns. Then full and active participation in the campaign of all leaders. I want to thank the members of opposition who have actively supported this campaign, who are attending most of these rallies. In conclusion, Right Honourable Speaker, the expose the corrupt campaign should become a sustained national effort to protect public resources, improve service delivery, and restore public confidence in local government. Fund the institution fighting corruption, strengthen oversight, empower our elected leaders, expose abuse of public resources, ensure that justice is timely, impartial, and firmly grounded in the law. That is what we are following. Accountability must be firm, lawful, and evidence-based. I submit.
Minister of Education. Thank you.
I beg to submit this report to you, Right Honourable Speaker.
Lay it for the record of, yeah. Thank you. Thank you for fighting corruption and witchcraft also. Minister of Education, a quick one.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Allow me begin by commending the Honourable Minister of Local Government for the work well done. As the Minister of Education and Sports, we want first to begin by thanking him for helping us work through his ministry to identify some of the challenges we have been talking about which affect the performance of our programs, that's UPE, USE. Right Honourable Speaker and colleagues who had agreed to meet the Minister of Local Government, and I want specifically on behalf of the acting minister to extend our request to have a candid meeting with the Minister of Local Government, specifically to discuss on the outcomes in line with these investigations, which we welcome 120%. I also want to reiterate and call upon all of us that as a sector, we might not be able to reach all your constituencies. But the constitutional mandate you and I have is to carry out oversight in our work where we come from. I am still shocked that up to today we can afford to have a ghost primary school. I'm still shocked up to today when we are there that we can afford to have a ghost pit latrine. But these are facts which happen in our area. So, Honourable Speaker, I want to commit on behalf of the Minister of Education and Sports, we are going to work closely with the Honourable Minister in line with the request and the recommendation he has put forward, in line with the question of clarifying on the school charges specifically, because we have also gotten petition from some of the foundation bodies, which we want to have a candid discussion with the Honourable Minister. Last but not least, Right Honourable Speaker, when I was here a few days ago, can I complete? Can I complete, sir? When I was here a few days ago, I didn't make a comment on the question of whole day teaching. I want to reiterate that we have picked information that candidate classes are being held in various schools across the country. Can I reiterate that there is no pupil or student who is allowed to undergo holiday teaching, whether you're a candidate or not, during holidays?
Okay.
I want to thank the police, the DPC of Mbale City, who has swung in action, and he has been able this afternoon to apprehend one school in Mbale City which has been carrying out holiday teaching. I have also gotten information that there is a school in Mukono called Mukono Junior School. It continues to carry out holiday teaching. And you know the challenge we have, the burden goes on us, the parents, to contribute money for holiday teaching, which is also very expensive, and yet we have terms coming to open. So I want to call upon us, please. I gave toll-free line. Can you report to us and work with the police to ensure we move together? I thank you so much.
The Shadow Minister of Local Government, then LOP.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker.
The paper was largely for information.
Yes.
Status report.
Yes.
Are you going to...
Mine is just a prayer, an addition to some of the observations that
Please have a short one.
Yeah, thank you, Right Honourable Speaker and honourable colleagues. I think let us all join hands in thanking the Minister for Local Government for the wonderful job he has done to ensure that as a country, we protect our resources and we also ensure that accountability is laid before Ugandans. Right Honourable Speaker, I have a few prayers to make in regards to what they have moved. One of the things is, I think we need to ask ourselves as a country, how did we get here? It is a very important and fundamental question that we need to ask ourselves. Are there system problems before even we move forward? So I think let us ask ourselves as a government that how did we get here in the first place? With that, then, let us move away, because as we are now here, Honorable Balaam has just sampled very few locations. If you are to imagine from what he has said, I think Uganda has lost a lot. And as MPs, that is the point of accountability for us to come back to Parliament or not. So we should take very keen concern and support the move from across the aisle. Now with that, my prayer is, let us move away from the arrest and expose and go deeper to prevent, detect, prosecute, recover, and reform, as he is suggesting. There are reforms that we need to ensure that we put in place. Otherwise, if we are only trying to prosecute and arrest, how are we going to detect and prevent it from happening again? Because as you may be aware, if we go back there, you might find the grass have started growing. In other words. 2, let us have a system all across the ministries to verify in real time monitoring government programs, such that we can at any one point know what is happening. As we are now, we are appropriating money to ministries for monitoring, but God knows what is happening. 3, let us strengthen internal audit systems. We have public account committees at local government. How can was there to find all these things with the RDCs, with everyone there? My goodness. Let us fund their activities. Let us train them so that we have a team that is scattered.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm told there is a shadow and corruption. Please, that is corruption. Let's have anti-corruption shadow and LOP. And then this side, the government, yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Right Honourable Speaker.
Yeah.
And I also want to extend my gratitude to the Minister of Local Government for the commendable job done. Personally, as shadow anti-corruption, you've made my work easy, Honourable. However, in your recommendations, I would like to also slot in one last thing, or one more thing, which is blacklisting. It's a practice that technical people, after being interdicted and probably, facing the CIDs, after some time they are rotated. Somehow they find their way in another department of government or another district or something like that. But as a person coming from private sector, for us in private sector, once you are interdicted, exposed and put in newspapers, you'll be blacklisted. There will be no company that will be able to employ you again. Therefore, I also would like government to adopt this, blacklist these technical people once they have been found guilty. No government entity should be able to apply to employ them in any department in Uganda. Thank you. I beg to submit.
Loop it over. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, we take note of the energy and the zeal with which the Minister for Local Government, Honorable Balaam is doing work out there. We hope that he will keep on the right side of the law. That's very important for some of us. I actually saw the Vice President cautioning him, one of those functions, saying the work that you're doing is important, but make sure you operate within the law. You see, corrupt people are very smart. They will look for a loophole. So you don't want to give them any loophole to take advantage of. So it's very important that that gets to happen. And that's why I disagree with one of the proposals you raised, Honorable, that suspects be denied bail. That's totally unconstitutional. You see, we need to strengthen our judicial processes. So any suspect, whether they're suspected of committing murder, nowadays they come up with all sorts of things, terrorism and so on, and then you say now these terrorists should not be granted bail. That's unconstitutional. If a suspect has been gotten, Article 28(3)(a) of our Constitution provides for the presumption of innocence. Take the suspects to court, let the judicial process be smooth and operate as it should. Otherwise then, it is going to be abused when you say, let's deny bail. Before you know it, many other people are suffering the same. Mr. Speaker, became a subject of corruption, and many of us were called names. And we said, no, let's deal with the issue. And we have been vindicated. So it's very important. Now, Mr. Speaker, this is not even for the Honorable Balaam. This is for government generally. If government is really serious about the corruption fight, it needs to empower the anti-corruption agencies. You see, if you expect that Honorable Balaam is about to tire out, the work that he's doing, running here, running there, and so on, it's good to scratch the surface. It only scratches the surface. It does not fight corruption to the core. And that's why we must empower the anti-corruption agencies and allow them independence in their operations. Because, yes, as I've said, the individual raids, they can cause excitement here and there, but in the long run, what happens when corruption is not fought institutionally? He will run around, scratch here, and then he